We'll just make horsey noises to get you in the mood, Niall.
Yeah.
Yeehaw!
Shut up, partner.
This is all like the opening of the show this week. Is just you two making noises. Yeah.
Aw.
Hello.
Howdy.
It's the video game Choo Choo podcast. I'm here. Niall. John isn't here. He's not here. But Solon is here and Scott is here. How are you guys doing?
Where'd John go?
John is like
Dead.
Look,
Spyro's
out.
John,
Spyro's out in a week, and we know where John is.
John is like he's somewhere. He's doing John things.
He went to the land of Spyro the Dragon so he could pet him personally.
Yeah.
So how things been, Niall? How's life treating you?
It's been, it's been okay, I guess. This is a real weird opening to the show, but sure, let's go straight into
drink any
it.
weird drinks lately?
Oh.
I not really. I mean, I downed some coffee like 20 minutes ago.
What did you add to the coffee?
It was just a regular like espresso. It was, it's got me nice and buzzed because I needed to get through the show because I haven't slept in like forever.
What kind of beans did you make the espresso out of?
It was like one of those like sachets that you put in the like coffee machine and it does it for you because I'm lazy and like I just needed caffeine because I'm like just home from work. So you know how it is.
Very enterprising. Very modern day.
Yeah, when you're lazy and it's late and you want to sleep but you got to host the podcast, you got to do what you got to do. How are you, Solon?
Doing splendid. I'm just over and beyond and above the moon.
I'm majorly confused because I thought you were leading Niall somewhere, and it was blowing me the fuck away.
Yeah,
I
wasn't sure where he was going.
I care about his coffee consumption. Can a guy not care about another guy's coffee consumption?
I guess I didn't know.
I want to make sure
Niall
that
had a coffee problem.
He's dealing with fair trade. I mean, it's a Seattle thing. Like we care about each other's coffee very much.
Are you concerned that he's abusing the bean?
Sometimes there are people that abuse the bean, and I'm not okay with bean abusers.
Yeah,
I said it and I really don't like the phrase abusing the bean.
It's not a great phrase.
I want people to play with beans. I want them to experiment with beans. Tickle the beans, and just I don't want people to abuse their beans.
A chill ran down my spine.
Yeah, I don't like anything that's coming out of Solon's mouth.
This is darkness. Can we go back to making horse noises?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Wilbur. I don't know.
Scott.
Goofy isn't a horse.
Quicksilver away.
Warsh.
Oh Christ!
Hey, Socks Mahoney on Twitter.com.
Hold on.
How are you doing?
Hold on. Have you ever seen the like official Disney animation? This one's like new and pretty recent. It's on their YouTube of Goofy the dog,
yep.
as we call him, voring Mickey and Minnie.
Wait, this is new?
Yeah, it's like relatively new. I think it came out within like the last year or so.
Because I'm absolutely imagining like an old-timey like 20s, 30s cartoon of Goofy like devouring Mickey and Minnie as like some kind of Silly Symphonies bit. Maybe to like get into a car as one person so they don't have to pay the bus fare for 3 people or something like that, like as a joke. What?
I feel like I'm having a nightmare about being on a podcast right now or something.
I typed Mickey Mouse War cartoon and it was the first thing that came up. Oh, it was 2014. That's actually kind of old. Hold on, I'll link it in here.
And this is on the Disney.
This is on the official Mickey Mouse channel.
Oh Lord!
Did you skip to the part where it happens?
No, I didn't have to skip. It's just in the images for this search. The images.
Oh God! Yeah,
that's very real.
This is Oh, I really don't like just the outline of Minnie coming through his stomach.
The image that was in my mind might have actually been a very real image that I saw years ago and thought it was some kind of old-timey cutesy like thing. Nope, that's new. All right, well, great. Let's talk about video games.
I didn't know Disney were pulling like short ideas out of DeviantArt, but I guess like
you know what? It's like a pretty competent short for like, the first like 2.5 minutes, and then the 4 part happens.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
I mean, you gotta reach the kids somehow, I guess, and
they all want to eat each other.
Apparently, yeah.
So
I don't.
How about them video games?
How about them video games, Solon? How about them video games?
So we're getting into November, and
yeah, we are.
That means that like the good stuff is coming for this year. We've got the holiday season arriving, and so we're putting together what is the end of. Oh, excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. I'm not gonna sneeze. It's a lie. I put my finger up to my nose because we're looking at cartoons, and it actually worked. So we're putting together the end of year, like, what can we do to get the kids' money out of their pockets for the holiday times? We're like 2 weeks away from Black Friday, and so that means Black Friday has begun because it actually started like 2 days ago.
Like the sales have started, right? Like I've seen... I feel like I've seen on Twitter, like, people like Wario64 being like, oh, here's the Black Friday sale for Best Buy, it's up now, like...
I got the message from Newegg that says, Day 2 of Black Friday sales in November.
This is quick aside, like, Stu ordered an iPad online, because he just wanted to have an iPad.
Yeah.
And apparently, right after he ordered it, they were just on sale at Best Buy for cheaper than he ordered it. So he just left today to go to Best Buy to buy an iPad, and then he's just going to return the other one.
Wow.
Smart.
Yeah. 'Tis the season.
'Tis the season to buy iPads.
'Tis the season.
Yeah. No, I feel like the exact same thing's going to happen to a lot of people. Newegg's even like already went ahead and been like, hey, if we actually make this cheaper later in the month and you catch us, then we'll give you a refund for all of the difference. It's like, that's really weird that you have to say that. You could just have all your sales on one day like normal people.
Yeah, well, you never know. I guess they don't know like what their stock is going to be for certain things.
Yeah, maybe this makes it, hopefully this makes it easier. Maybe this will just alleviate the burden of the horrors of Black Friday.
Yeah. It's at least good that they're like, if you catch this dropping even more for this next like couple of weeks, we'll make it up to you. Like, at least that's something.
Yeah, I think a week ago on the podcast, I had talked about sipping G Fuel, and I finished my entire vat of it that I jacked from, or I received graciously and freely from PAX 2 months ago. And by the end of it, I realized, wow, I have not drinking any soda for a month or for 2 months, just this G Fuel stuff. And I was like, wow, that's actually a good thing. And then I looked and I saw they were doing a big sale, 40% off of G Fuel stuff. And now I'm loaded on this crack cocaine. Gamer Fuel.
Uh-oh.
It's... Okay. Real talk. Today at school, the students have started noticing that I'm also drinking this G Fuel stuff, and they're starting to identify that I'm the gamer bro. And so I've got these guys that are like Call of Duty kinds of guys that play really hardcore games that are tougher than I am and probably could beat me up. And he pulls out of his backpack a plastic baggie of powdered dust. And he's like, yeah, I got the stuff too. And I'm like, do you know what that sounds like? And he's like, oh yeah, that sounds like crack cocaine. I'm like, yes, it's in a plastic baggie. And he like laughs and leaves.
Solon's fucking narking on children on the podcast.
You should just be cool and just mainline snort some fucking gamer fuel with your buds.
Just, melt it down, go into the biology lab, I'm sure.
Pixie sticks are still legitimately a problem that we have to warn people about yearly. Oh, G Fuel is just Pixie sticks, but with caffeine.
What are people doing with Pixie sticks?
I bet you can guess.
I'd want to hear it out of the horse's mouth. Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, no, Pixie sticks are just. We don't want people doing weird stuff with Pixie sticks because it makes a huge mess. It's probably also unhealthy, but the first part is really the important part.
Do you have any like trouble at the school with people using jewels and stuff like that? Because I've heard that's become a real like issue.
No, not at the middle school.
In schools.
It's still just a joke, a funny like haha thing. I've not seen or heard or smelled anything like that in the school itself, which is great. That is
not yet.
I've heard reports of things, but nothing that I can actually say like that happened.
Right.
Nothing newsworthy yet. But anyway, G Fuel is a burgeoning business that is invading our middle schools, and we should be worried.
Right. G Fuel isn't like the Mountain Dew thing, right? That's a different thing.
That's Game Fuel, yeah.
Right.
Gamer.
Game Fuel Army represent.
Game Fuel is the thing that like Rose never stops talking about wanting, right?
It's good.
G Fuel is like, is it like a powdered thing you mix with water? Or?
Yeah, it's literally just any of these like protein powder substances that like athletes or professional wrestlers sell.
Or gamers.
Now for gamers. And it's literally just a caffeine substance that doesn't have sugar in it. And you can get it in you can get it in like sweet and bizarrely sweet flavors. So it basically tastes like you're drinking Kool-Aid.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, they're selling Crystal Light to gamers is basically what it is.
Yeah. It's anytime you start talking about like the way things are at the middle school you work at, it's just like kind of nightmarish. It's like
hey, it's just a 2 or 3 year holding program because brains are having trouble developing in that time, and we all just live together in it.
Yeah, I guess, but like it's only been like 15 years since I was like that age, since you were that age. It's like when we were that age, we weren't like having like teachers didn't have to worry about us vaping in class or like snorting weird caffeine powder.
Yeah.
Oh God, no. We would just like, buy and sell and steal and murder each other for Pokemon cards.
Yeah, exactly. The good shit. Normal stuff.
I always have to say there's always an analog for whatever they're doing now is the exact same thing that we were doing.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's totally true. Like, yeah, I brought my Game Boy in and played fucking Pokemon while no one was looking, but now you've got like people legitimately just fucking committing hate crimes in class. Just going and fucking posting a whole bunch of dumbass bullshit from their high school, like, writing class or something. I don't know.
It's true.
Not to be like a weird scaremonger, but I feel like I have like no end of like a sympathy or empathy or any kind of pathy for like teachers who have to teach today. It's like
so tough.
It
really is.
Yeah, I feel like the equivalent for us was like bringing a phone to class.
Yeah. You have to put your phone in a bucket. If they fucking did that now, it would be like a lawsuit. I feel like I sound like I'm becoming a parent in a bad way, and I don't want to, but like, I don't know, when my cousin was a teen, probably still a teen, I don't know, but she was in like middle school, high school, not that long ago, and she just had an iPad, and that was like buck wild.
Yeah, like we barely had smartphones. Like I think the iPhone was like a year old when I graduated high school. Like,
Solon, did you know that there was a wrestler on 205 Live who did the Fortnite dance?
Oh yes, I did. I was there.
Who was it?
Really?
Well, I wasn't there, but Lindsay Dorado and the Lucha House Party.
Kalisto tried to do it, but he didn't know how, so he was like pretending, he was like trying to do it with Lindsay, and he just like fucked it up real badly. Just real wild because it's just a floss. It's not that hard.
It is the easiest of the Fortnite dances.
Anyways, Lindsay Dorado, big gamer apparently. Who knew?
They are still flossing.
That's cool.
They're still flossing. Great.
Who's doing it for you these days on 205 Live?
Who's keeping me around? That whole roster. I love that whole roster.
I love it.
It's
too.
like the island of lovable misfits.
Yeah, I just leave it on in the background while I'm working on other stuff, which feels like I'm doing it a disservice because like I leave it on mute and then I don't get to hear whatever antics Mike Bennett and Maria Kanellis are up to.
Is fucking Mike Bennett on 205 Live now?
Yeah. Which is good for him, honestly.
Yeah, I just didn't see him as a cruiserweight. Like, I thought he was bigger than that.
He's legitimately 200 pounds.
Huh.
Wet.
Even though he's like 6 feet tall.
Right.
Yeah. Is Drew Gulak still doing that, like, really good character he was like a year ago?
He's edgier now, which is like kind of good.
Shame.
No, Drew Gulak is easily one of the best people on that entire roster. And
absolutely.
His thing is getting a little marred down because he tried to start a faction with Jack Gallagher and Brian Kendrick, and now they kicked out Brian Kendrick, and now Kendrick
he used
is like
his PowerPoint production
he used the PowerPoint presentation for evil
to kick out the Brian Kendrick.
The Brian Kendrick, sorry. And now Brian Kendrick is like a weird wild card face, which I think is a good role for him.
Yeah, that seems like a good spot for like 45-year-old Brian Kendrick or however old he is at this point.
We're also in a pretty good place right now in 205 Live because everyone is heels except for like 3 people.
Yeah, isn't that like kind of how 205 Live has always been?
Sort of.
Like,
yeah.
Who's the Cruiserweight champion right now?
Buddy Murphy won it at the Australia show.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah.
Good for him, I guess. He's alright.
He's alright.
Yeah. I haven't watched wrestling, like, in forever. The last wrestling thing I saw was, Scott, you probably saw that, like, segment from Bound for Glory where, like, Ali stabbed Su Yung in the neck, and then they went to hell, and then after they went to hell, like, all these zombies started attacking Ali, and then Rosemary came out of nowhere, and she had a Dragon Ball fight with Su Yung, where they were, like, shooting energy beams at each other. It was real weird.
This is new to me.
What?
That's a thing that happened on Impact.
Wow.
That's what they did on their equivalent of WrestleMania. They had 2 ladies like shoot laser beams at each other, and then one of them got stabbed in the neck, and it was like
that kind of
Impact is kind of great. Like, it's kind of amazing. Like, because they just don't give a shit anymore, right? Like, because they're like, well, we could shut it down like any week, so let's just fucking go for it, and it's kind of great.
That's
I like that.
neat. That's cool.
Yeah,
glad they're doing that.
Yeah, I'm glad they're doing something. I'm glad that somebody's getting a paycheck out of them. Oh God, we gotta like get to the actual like content of the show.
Do we have any?
Okay,
we can talk more about kids if you want.
Where are we at? We were talking about gamer powder. We were talking about the youth of today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They are putting down Roblox and picking up G Fuel, and it's all kind of going to hell. But it's also middle school, and the grades are made up, and the pedagogy doesn't matter. So it's like, whatever. What are the middle schoolers playing today? The middle schoolers right now are playing actually Deltarune.
Wow.
Nice.
That's messed up.
No, it's really good.
I just realized I had Tumblr open in an incognito window, which is probably my mistake.
That's okay. Yeah. I still have that Google image search of Mickey Mouse Vor short. So you're doing better than me.
Oh God.
It's just staring at me. They're playing Deltarune, and now that So basically, we last week we talked about, we said, hey, Deltarune's out, but we can't talk about it yet because we literally couldn't.
Well, you could. It's just like
you could.
There's
with my mouth.
You.
I mean, I could have talked about Deltarune a month ago with my mouth. No one would have known what I was saying. But
there was no actual embargo in place. It's more just like a matter of respect to Toby Fox and wanting to respect the disclaimer on the Deltarune website asking people to please not talk about it for 24 hours,
which was really funny how it worked because it worked.
Kind of, yeah. Like
a little, yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of outlets that covered it, which I don't really shame them for because that's their job. They're going to cover games. Like a lot of people got really up in arms about that shit, and it's people. They're there to show people the new games, and if they're not going to do it, someone else is going to do it. And so there's no reason not to. But anyways, yeah.
It had an actual effect. So the actual effect that the 1 day embargo had was that it means that over this week, as opposed to last week, all of my middle school students, and by approximation, we have to assume the rest of the world, are all now hooked into Deltarune because it took 1 day for the fake embargo, and then that weekend for all the YouTubers to get it and digest it and make content out of it. And then all of this week has been Deltarune for my students, and by approximation, the rest of the universe. And
how's that gone?
Now they've played it, and they're just excited as hell, and it's really fun.
That's what are they excited about, really? Because that's really interesting.
They're excited for more Undertale. They're excited for things that they feel is like legitimizing to their original Undertale experience.
Yeah, that's the thing of
see the characters that they know and love, but in an actual legitimizing context, as opposed to bad Sans memes all the time, constantly.
Right. It's a lack of sincerity in a game that was ultimately really, really about sincerity, even though it was very comical, even though it was very ironic in a lot of spots. It was about like very sincere love of people and being nice to people and being like understanding and appreciating fandom and a lot of different ways people relate to each other. And it's interesting that Undertale in itself has become this strange, like as you said, fodder for memes in a lot of sense, where the meaning of Undertale has kind of been dissolved over time, and Deltarune has brought it back, sort of. Deltarune is interesting. I think a lot of people kind of know what it's about at this point, so I don't really want to, like, I'm not going to spoil it, obviously, but I don't want to, like, tiptoe around its subject matter. It's a game that's very much a sequel to Undertale, sort of. Sequel mechanically, but, like, alternate universe prequel, in a way, narratively. It's a sequel in the sense of, like, it continues the mechanical identity of Undertale and manages to subvert and reimagine a lot of it in order to fit a new format. Like, Undertale itself was single, like, you had a single party member in your RPG, and in this you have an actual full party. And it's cool. I know Toby Fox talked about how challenging that was, and he didn't feel like he could actually pull it off. But a lot of the battles in this were very, very effective. There's definitely a... What's the best way of putting it? There's definitely, if you're playing non-lethally, that's a weird way. Like, when you think about Undertale, like, there's that lethal aspect to it, obviously.
I set my protagonist to stun.
But just saying non-lethal when it comes to Undertale feels so wrong. It feels like, you know, the difference between a pacifist around an Undertale and Metal Gear are very different things. Right. But when you're playing like a pacifist run of Deltarune, which consequently Undertale, a large part of it was the differences between a No Mercy and like a full Mercy run, and how those change and how you relate and interact with those characters and how the game reacts to you. Deltarune is very much just a straightforward linear game where there's like minor changes, but it's like the reason you would play Pacifist is simply because you want to play Pacifist, not because it's the right way to play the game, which it is. It's 100% the right way to play the game. But
no, it really feels like they're trying to settle this binary that they've accidentally purposely kind of built, because no one expected Undertale in its conception to become a cultural phenomenon.
No.
And so now there's like, okay, we gotta figure out what genocide and mercy means, because that really shouldn't be the two options.
Yeah.
I also, just as a side note, I try to avoid saying genocide when it comes to
that's
Undertale,
exactly kind of why I wanted to say it, because I saw you were avoiding it, and that's the main word we use to describe it, which is not appropriate.
But also I know that Toby Fox has like gone out of his way and to say, hey, I don't really like this verbiage when it comes to No Mercy runs the game.
I didn't know that.
So you're not wrong in saying that a genocide run is like what it's colloquially referred to as, but it's not like considered the proper terminology for it, because, you know, equating what happens in a video game to real life genocide is pretty like
that's fucked
garbage.
Up.
It's terrible. It's not good. But yeah, Deltarune's cool. I had a very great time with it. I smiled like end to end playing through that whole thing. It's hilarious, just like Undertale is hilarious. There's a lot of like really interesting stuff going on with the world. It's very much a game that's intended to be played by Undertale fans. I bet a lot of people didn't a lot of people definitely played Undertale, but I bet because of the nature of it being a free game, a lot of people who never played Undertale probably just picked this up just, you know, wholesale by itself, never even bothered with Undertale, and were like, well, I'll just jump in here, see where it goes. And I wonder how much enjoyment they got out of it. Like, I bet they enjoyed it just fine if they like RPGs, but, like, it is like a game specifically made for Undertale fans. And it's really interesting that you brought up the idea of, like, Undertale being justified in a way. Like, sorry, what was the way you put it, Solon?
Just that there's, they want to deconstruct the binary of, what Undertale kind of formed. And so, there's a lot of deconstruction going on, I think, is something along the lines of what I was saying. I meant like, is there another word?
No. I meant like the term of like people feeling like their experiences with Undertale were justified.
They were validated. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
There was a lot of validation in the storyline. Yeah.
Like, I have an issue with the way people, like, very narratively take everything that happens with Undertale, like, as canon, when it's a game where mechanics are so strongly metaphor, and it's a very classic example of it in a way, like, a lot of stuff recently just hasn't been. And there are, like, I've straight up seen, like, Reset era threads of, like, people going, fuck yeah, mechanics is metaphor! I've never seen this happen before, and it's so cool that Red Dead is finally doing it. It's like, fucking dipshits, you dumbass. No. But
be nice,
it's a game. It's a game where, like, story and structure, like, very, it has a narrative, obviously, but its narrative changes wildly depending on what you do, and nailing something down as like a canon run of Undertale just doesn't make sense to me conceptually. And
that is really funny.
And seeing Deltarune as a thing that is like very outwardly alternate universe because it doesn't want to ascribe to a certain canon of Undertale is really, really cool.
That's incredible. It's just a mode for abstraction. We can further abstract ourselves from something that's based on Earthbound in the Mother series, which was super abstract. Like, they weren't trying to be like literal at all in a lot of these scenes in Undertale. Yeah, but, I think that's cool.
But the other part of it is like a lot of it is very, very much trying to appeal to like fan narrative. It's very much like giving people the kind of reinforcement they need in order to further stabilize what it means to be the Kara character, the person who commits the No Mercy run, or or like what exactly Sans is, or what kind of timeline Sans is a part of. Because, you know, people have already taken that stuff apart and found the references that make sense, and like what weird things line up with what between Deltarune and Undertale. And like people have already constructed an actual linear narrative out of this thing that is very outwardly alternate universe. So it's trying to simultaneously serve people who are very interested in Undertale as narrative, but also interested in Undertale as metaphor, or Undertale's mechanics as metaphor and narrative as metaphor.
Oh, that's so exciting to hear.
I think more so though it leans towards the part I'm less excited with of like people stringently adhering to narrative, but you know, it's more Undertale. It's fun. It's cool. Yeah. They do really cool new things with it. People have tried to ascribe some of its like visual themes of like chess and playing cards as like references to Homestuck in a weird way, when those are things that have existed literally fucking forever.
Hell yeah.
It's so fucking stupid.
Shine on, you Undertale fundamentalists, Diamond.
Oh god, I don't like
fans Homestuck fans want everything to be Homestuck so badly.
Yeah, they really do. And I mean, you know, bless them for it, but like not everything has to be like, I know Toby Fox is like in with Andrew Hussey and the whole Homestuck crew, but like, come on, like,
oh no, I just had the worst thought.
Oh no,
if you ascribe a name to anyone who reads Undertale too literally, they would be Undertale fundamentalists or Fundertales.
Okay.
Well, all right.
Great.
So thanks, anyway, Solon. The fundies are taking over Tumblr.
Oh god.
They want
fundamentalists. Fundamentalists. Yes,
we did it. Oh no,
nailed it.
I'm so upset. I'm so upset.
Anyways, we figured it out. We solved Undertale today.
We did it. We fixed Undertale.
Deltarune is cool. It's free. Go to deltarune.com, I think it is.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, go to deltarune.com, play it, especially if you're a fan of Undertale. If you're a fan of Undertale, you've probably already played it, and if you somehow have not gone into the weeds and just played this thing already, just do it.
Yes.
I heard like so many people just kind of outwardly explain what the game is as soon as it came out. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this thing is so fucking cool, and no one knows anything about what it is yet. Just let people experience it.
Yeah, like as soon as I heard that it had come out, like I went to TweetDeck and immediately muted all mentions of it, so that like because I didn't have time to play it right away, so that I could just like go into it as fresh as I could when I do get the chance to like actually sit down and play it.
It's only about like how long did
3 hours is what I've heard.
No, it's more like 6 hours. I spent 6 hours with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And it was it was really cool. Maybe
I've downloaded it. I haven't played it yet, and I'm gonna be doing a Let's Play of it this week, as in like today, and it should be coming out when this comes out. I just haven't gotten to it yet, but I have downloaded a file today called Survey Program Windows English.
Yeah.
How much do you know about it already?
Only what we've talked about. And kind of what I've glimpsed
I think you're really going to enjoy it.
Middle school students sputtering out, like trying to explain what it is, but obviously not being able to.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character? Do you know?
There's the little person with the spade for a face. And I'm really excited about Spade Face.
He kicks so much ass. I love him.
I'm assuming Spade Face must be the bad guy because everyone really likes that character.
You'll see.
Yeah, Spade Face Blue Hood is, I think, his full name. or their full name.
God.
Please, like, at least in our, like, staff Discord, just fucking tell me about your Deltarune experience. I really want to know once you play it.
By this time next week, yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah, like, when it came, like, the day it fucking came out, I just, like, the second I got off work, I'm like, I guess I'm not doing anything else today. Fuck anything else. This is it.
I believe in our Discord, if you go to the gamezone.zone, you can see all of our Deltarune chat, and all I see is Shoeless finishing it, friend of the show Shoeless, an hour ago saying, just finished.
Yeah, we have like a Deltarune channel in there you can...
We set up a spoiler chat like within the day that it was like 24 hours and no one could talk about it because people had finished it and really wanted to talk about it. And I felt comfortable doing that just because it's like, A, it's our group, like it's not a public thing. It's like within our sphere. And B, like I wanted to talk about it really badly.
And plus, like, we've clearly marked it, so, like, you know, like, the big problem, like, the big issue I had when I played Undertale was that, like, I only got to it a couple months after it had come out, and, like, the buzz around it was so much, and, like, you couldn't look at Tumblr or Twitter without seeing a bunch of, like, images and jokes from it, that by the time I got, like, around to it, it had zero impact because I'd seen everything already out of context, which is, like, why I have purposely gone out of my way to avoid anything Deltarune related. I think John was also talking about, like, because somebody asked us a question on this, like, were we going to do a spoiler cast? And I think John was talking about maybe doing one, so... I can't say for sure that it's going to happen, but, like, I think he wants to do that, so
we'll see.
People might look out for that, I guess. Yeah. It sounds really good. It sounds really cool. I'm really looking forward to playing it, and I hope it can be what I want it to be.
Sure, I bet you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
I hope so.
Hey, Niall,
I hope so.
Speaking of games that you pleasantly wanted them to be something, how about them Cowboys?
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna try not to
Are we
spend...
back in the horse territory?
I mean, we can be. Yeah. Great.
Which end of the horse was that, Scott?
Back.
Yeah. Most of those horse sounds were like more like kind of like a foppish dandy kind of like, oh, you know, like than a horse, as far as I could tell, but you know, whatever. Like, yeah, I'm going to try not to spend literally an hour on this because Rose talked a lot about Red Dead last week, and I have very similar opinions, I think, to Rose. I do not like that game at all.
No.
Yeah, I finished it.
Congratulations.
I spent like 2 weeks playing it, like every free moment I had, because I needed to know what it was like. I needed to get through this thing.
That's probably why you didn't like it very much, honestly. Not saying that it's a great game or anything. I'm like very disinterested in it. But like I bet rushing through it is not the ideal way to play it.
Well, I didn't so much as rush through it as I did like just play it like because I wanted to. Like I wasn't forcing myself to get through it as fast as possible. I don't think there's a world in which I play that game and I really like it in the context of like a modern day, like big budget, like open world game. Like I think it feels really stiff and really slow and just isn't fun, but like it's got me thinking so much about the way games are made, about the way games are criticized. Like I have so many issues with it. Like the big thing for me is like when you're making a game like this, when you're making a big open world, you're gonna try and go out of your way like to make it feel alive, I guess. And like that was a big point that Rockstar and like reviews were talking about, like, oh, it feels so alive, it feels like such a real world. And it kind of doesn't at all. Like, it feels like a very like alive world by the standards of what an alive world was when the original Red Dead Redemption came out. Like, it feels like they're focusing on things like your horse's dick gets smaller when it's cold. Isn't that realistic? You know, like, as opposed to like things that are actually interesting about like creating a world. And like, I know it's the example that everyone uses all the time, but like, it's impossible to look at an open world and not think like, how does this compare to Witcher 3's? And I think like the big thing that separates them is that you look at the world of The Witcher 3 and you walk around that world and you can clearly see that like there's an effect that is happening like throughout the world, you know, like the war with Nilfgaard is clearly having an effect on the world. There's like a real sense of political unrest. There's a real sense that things are happening. You know, you feel like you are a part of the world, but you're not the world. Whereas in Red Dead, there feels like there is nothing at all happening outside of what Arthur Morgan is doing at any one time. And that like really bothers me.
Right.
Because you are the center of the world. You are the only person in the world with any kind of agency or any kind of like ability to do anything. Like, you're part of a gang and your gang kind of does nothing.
Right.
Like they expect you to do everything. Like, there's that whole aspect of the game where you're managing your camp and, you know, you're donating money that you get to the camp, and like, in theory, the other members of the gang will contribute to the camp like fund, but you look at the ledger for it and it's like, Arthur gave 400, Arthur gave 200, Arthur gave 50, Arthur donated this watch that was worth 50, and then it's like, Javier gave $2.50. Like, it's like, it's so just like out of step with what it thinks it's trying to be.
Right.
And like, mission design is so boring and so rote. Like, there are a few times in that game when there like is legitimately like really good character stuff and like really interesting fun stuff. Like, there's a mission where you and one of your friends just go to a bar and get drunk, and like, you're stumbling drunk around this bar trying to find him, but everybody looks like him because you're so drunk. And then you like get into a fight with somebody, and just as you're about to punch like this dude out, it cuts, and you and this dude and everyone else in the bar is in a line just doing the can. And it's like, those are good moments and good missions and fun and like well written and interesting. And then 95% of the missions in the game are just, you're going to go on a long horse ride and then you're going to do some cover based shooting and you're going to kill like 50 dudes, and that's the mission, like, over and over. And it's just kind of like, all right, like, this would have been fine years ago, but like, this very much feels like a game that's been in development for 6 years, you know, like, it feels outdated. It feels like it sort of has the problem of like a Far Cry or an Assassin's Creed, like that Ubisoft open world style of like, more stuff equates to better stuff, you know, like, if we put a lot of shit on the map, therefore it's a better game, as opposed to like, we do the work on creating an atmosphere and a world and like interesting storytelling, and that's really disappointing.
Right. I've heard it also has a really bad problem with like surfacing a lot of very core information when it comes to simple things like just navigating the world. Yeah,
like, it does, like, it tells you like maybe in the first hour or two, here's a system, but it doesn't really explain how anything works. It doesn't really like go through the basics of teaching you how things work, and it just like, it feels clunky and like almost like, you know, a Rust or something where it just drops you into this survival game and is like, you figure it out, you know, like that's the way it feels a lot of the time. I don't know. It's just, and like I said, it has me thinking about things just like, oh, the next generation of consoles, the like Xbox Elite controller needs to be standard, because if this is where like AAA games are going, where they're going to be so bloated, there isn't going to be enough buttons on a traditional controller, because like your button to interact with somebody in that game is the same button that pulls out a gun and aims it at them.
Oh no.
So like if you move an inch out of the way, suddenly you're pointing a gun at this person you were trying to speak to, and it's just like so clunky and just bloated and over-designed.
That is exactly what Rose said too.
Yeah, it is. And like I'm conscious of trying not to repeat a lot of Rose's criticisms.
No, it's important when you do, because we know that it's like a same thing that is happening with all users, right?
Yeah, and like Rose and I were kind of talking about this on Twitter a little bit with each other, but like the bounty system in that game is fucked. Like it makes no sense, right? Because like, okay, in a Grand Theft Auto game, right?
Yeah.
You kill someone, you get 1 star. That makes sense. You understand it. As you escalate your crimes, you get more stars. You understand how this works. You understand like why things are happening.
Yep.
But because Red Dead has a bounty system, like it seems so arbitrary. Sometimes you will excuse me. Sometimes you'll like shoot somebody dead in cold blood and you'll get a bounty of $10, right? And then
that's how much
later,
people cost. Yep. That's
you know, that's what the game will decide. And then an hour later you can be like going down a street on your horse, and just your horse might bump into somebody, and then that makes everyone in the area aggro and beat the shit out of you. And then the next thing you know, you have $100 bounty, and you're like, okay, I accidentally bumped into somebody and got the shit kicked out of me, and now I have this like enormous bounty on my head for some reason. Like it's so inconsistent and it doesn't make sense, and it really bothers me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So it feels like the more that you play this game, the more you don't think about the game itself, and it feels like instead of interacting with a media, some kind of media, you're interacting with how that media was made, trying to like justify its existence.
Yeah, very much so. Like, you know, that game is not without its good things. You know, there's a couple of good missions, and sometimes, you know, you're walking through a forest in the early morning and it's misty and the sun is coming through the trees and it looks amazing. But like so much of it is just like, oh, this is needless. Like people worked 80-hour weeks for this thing that has no real place in this video game, that doesn't need to be here, that is just like unnecessary bloating, and it's just depressing, you know? And like it makes me think, because like every review that I've read for this game is like, oh, it's the greatest game ever. Like it's maybe a little stiff at times, but otherwise it's perfect. 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. And it just makes me think like about the way games are criticized, and like about the way games are reviewed, as opposed to like other things like movies or whatever. Like in an artistic sense, like I don't understand how people can look at this and go like, oh, this is perfect, even though like it has all this stuff it doesn't need to have, even though it's big for the sake of big, you know? Like I think there's a larger conversation there that should be had, that people are just kind of ignoring with this game. And, you know, if they're acknowledging it at all, it seems to be as a positive, when, you know, like we're at a point now where we're seeing the question of unionization come up a lot, and like people are working themselves to death for stuff and systems that just bloat this fucking video game, and it makes me tired, and I don't know. It should be so much better. Like this game could have been so good if it had been streamlined, and like if somebody had come in and said, you don't need this, you don't need this, you don't need this, just make the game, like don't worry about this superfluous stuff. Yeah, like
so I've been, after listening to you and after listening to Rose And looking at this whole artifact that is Red Dead Redemption 2, and having it just be like the big game that kind of is overwhelming this entire year of other video games, it sounds like it was made with a very specific identity in mind. And everything that I've seen about the game makes it scream like it is one of the best and coolest murder hobo simulators that you could possibly play. Like, if you play it with one exact degree of, like, with one intention in mind, and that's to be a murder hobo, like you would in Dungeons and Dragons kind of campaign with your friends. Like, I'm going to show up, I'm going to kill stuff, and then I'm going to leave, and I'm going to go upgrade all my stuff so I can kill stuff better and be in control of the world around me. Does it do good at that? Because that's kind of what the vibe that I get.
I mean, not really, because, like, and Rose kind of talked about this, if I remember right, as well last week, but, like, that game has a morality meter, and it clearly is, like, trying to push you to play in, like, the Paragon role, you know, like, it's, even though Arthur Morgan as a character is often, like, he often flits between, like, a real principled, like, good guy cowboy and complete, like, fucking cold-blooded psychopath in the same mission. But, like, anytime you do anything that helps your camp, you get points towards, like, the good cowboy side. Anytime you do anything you're supposed to do, it pushes you to the white as opposed to the red. It only puts you to the red if you, like, kill innocent people, but it doesn't actually have any effect on what you do or where the story seems to go or how Arthur is portrayed, because they just, like, flip-flop on who he is and what he is so often that it just doesn't make sense.
All right, well, I tried.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
I don't know, it's... I wish I liked that game more. The best part of that game is the second half of the epilogue. Like, that's how I feel about that game.
The second half of the epilogue.
Half of the epilogue.
Yeah. Yeah, there are two parts to the epilogue. And, like, I don't want to say what happens in the epilogue, but, like, it's more varied than just go here and shoot some dudes, you know.
Yeah,
it still has that, but, like, there's some nice character moments in that epilogue, and
seems like a sequel to Red Dead, all right.
Yeah, it's a sequel to Red Dead that's actually a prequel to Red Dead, even though it's the 2, and it just doesn't, like, the naming convention even doesn't make sense, and it's all just...
So it's the Deltarune of the Red Dead series.
Pretty much, yeah,
I guess.
The
Danganronpa V3 of
No.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It.
That's what it is.
Can we just say that things are things? Do we have to be responsible for when we say things are things? Can't we just be like Matt Pat and just say everything is everything?
No, because I said that with intention.
Damn it.
Niall, I do want to direct you to this Onion headline that is upcoming Red Dead Redemption 2 expansion allows the players to experience the story from the horse's perspective. How much do you actually want that?
Oh, God, you see, like, the thing is, like, you get your horse in that game, and, like...
What did you name your horse?
I named my horse Vegeta.
Fuck yes.
And then... And then, you know, I was just like, I was riding along, and then a train came along the tracks, so I made Vegeta stop just before the train hit. And I'm just standing there beside this train as it's passing, and all of a sudden Vegeta just went completely stiff and keeled over dead.
Just like in the show.
Yeah, and I was just like, I guess the game thought that I hit the train, even though I've been standing beside it for like 5 seconds and was nowhere near it. Oh well, I guess Vegeta's dead now. I'm just gonna pick her up a random horse.
Okay,
it's such a realistic horse simulation.
Alternatively, though, that could very much happen because horses are very known for just getting scared and dying.
Yeah, maybe that's what happened, because sometimes the horse will get scared of a train and you have to, like, calm it down, but it didn't seem to be.
It was too close to the train, got scared, and unfortunately that's how Vegeta dies.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Vegeta.
Let's move on.
Oh, that's a video game, I guess.
Niall, I hate to like ask you to talk more because I know you just talked a bunch about Red Dead, but I really, really want to hear about The Quiet Man.
I really want to talk about The Quiet Man.
Let's talk about The Quiet Man.
Oh. Yeah, okay. So people might remember this from like E3, but Square Enix showed off The Quiet Man there, and it was like this weird FMV thing that kind of looks like a sort of a Yakuza type thing, and nobody was really sure what it was. And then they took it to PAX, and like it seemed like they were taking it to PAX with the idea that like, oh, people are going to get real excited about The Quiet Man. And people got real excited about The Quiet Man, but not for the reasons that the people at Square Enix thought people were going to get excited about The Quiet Man. So I guess I should explain what The Quiet Man is, because, well, I'm going to try and explain what it is.
Yeah, do your best on this one.
I still don't really know what it is.
Spoil the plot if you can, because I really want to know.
Yeah, I'm gonna spoil the plot as much as like I can understand the plot. So The Quiet Man is a game about a deaf douchebag Ralph Lauren model from like the 1990s.
All right, yep. I have a picture of this. Yep.
So it's an FMV game mixed with like a regular 3D beat 'em up, and because The Quiet Man is deaf, the majority of the game is without sound. It's because you're seeing it, through his perspective.
Okay.
So the only scenes that have sound are the first scene in which he walks down a street somewhere in a New York that looks suspiciously to me like Montreal, and gets told by like some hot dog vendor that like the demons are out tonight or whatever. And then he goes and he walks down an alley for some reason, and there's some real offensive Latino stereotypes who yell at him, and then all the sound goes out, and you proceed to like walk through some of the worst looking and worst playing 3D combat I've ever seen in my life. And so as you go through The Quiet Man, to what I can figure out, The Quiet Man is about a man who is in love with a woman who is a cabaret singer at his best friend's club. And his best friend is sort of like a mafia underground dude. And also the woman that he is in love with is played by the same actress that also plays his mother, who was shot by the guy who leads the Latino gang in a confrontation with his buddy with his buddy from the club when they were kids, because the dude from the gang stole the other guy's shoes.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is this a Square Enix game, or are you just giving me
This
plot
is a Square
summary
Enix game.
to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
No, this is a Square Enix game. And so, yeah, so it's a game about a guy with an Oedipus complex who was very upset because a Latino gang murdered his mom, who he's in love with, I guess, and then and then like some guy in like a crow mask shows up and kidnaps the cabaret singer who looks like his mom. So he goes on like a quest for revenge,
as you do,
to get his wife back, and
as we all do.
Yeah, and then there's like some supernatural stuff, where it's implied for a bit that he might be the guy who is in the crow mask who he's also been chasing, and then like, I don't know, stuff happens, and then he rescues the lady, and I guess everything is good. It's nonsense, and it plays awful, and it like, okay, it plays sort of like a Yakuza game, but like, if they spent like a month on a Yakuza game is sort of how it plays.
Sure.
Like, there's like a handful of animations. Like, if you knock somebody down in that game and then you wait until the animation where they start to stand back up is, and you start punching them, they'll just like teleport to standing up and taking a punch. Like, there's so much missing from it. It feels so bad. Like, near the end of the game, the quiet man gets angry, so his moves change. And you're like, like it has your standard 4 lights and a heavy combo, we'll say, right? But after he gets angry and his moves change, if you do that 4 lights, you can't finish with the heavy, even though like it's still part of the combo, because the last light attack knocks the enemies out of the way of, like, out of the range of the heavy that finishes the combo. Like, it's that badly made and put together.
Ooh.
And yeah, and like, there's no animations for a lot of like the boss fights. So, like the boss fights, you have to wait for like a guy to charge you or to drop his guard or whatever, so you can actually hurt him. But like, you'll be just wailing on them at the start before you know that, and you won't be doing any damage, but there'll be no indication that you're not doing any damage. Like, the other guy will just be standing there completely still until like you manage to catch him in like whatever animation that he has to go into for you to actually hurt him. And that's if like he actually stays in that animation. Like, there's a guy who he charges you like in a 3-point stance, and you have to move out of the way, and then you can attack him. But sometimes he'll go into the 3-point stance, and then it'll just like cut to him like basically T-posing, and it's just like, okay, so
you're playing through this, and you're just like losing more and more hope for this game because you're just noticing these very major incongruencies.
Right, because none of it makes sense. And like at the start of the game, it tells you like, this game, you play as a deaf character, and you will only see subtitles when it is relevant to the story or is important or whatever. But there'll be scenes where like...
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I remember hearing like a narrative conceit to that of like, you only see subtitles or hear people speak because that's what he would actually understand from like reading their lips.
Right, that's like what they make it sound like, but there are scenes where, first of all, he's not there. So if he's not there, you should be able to hear what they're saying.
Sure.
And then secondly, there'll be scenes where he is there and he's having a conversation where he's switching between sign language with the person and just speaking to them.
Sure. Okay. I don't think that's necessarily like a practice people who are deaf do, like, or don't do.
Yeah, but like those should be subtitled at least, because he's having this conversation, so he knows what's going on.
Right.
So they don't do that either. And like, none of the choices they make any sense. I think it was, I forget what it was, but there was like a review somebody did where they said that like, every bad decision this game makes feels like it was made with the intention that art critics would be like, oh, this is such a bold choice, basically. And that's exactly how it feels. Like, it feels like they didn't make these choices because they had a purpose. They made these choices because they thought people would think they were really smart and deep for making these choices. Like, it feels so much like a first-year college student who is a film major gets his hands on a camera for the first time and he's like, I'm gonna change the fucking world, man. Like, it has that level of, yeah, it's unfucking real. Like,
I'm thinking about this and like digesting what you're saying, and all I can think about is how screwed Square Enix is, because the hard of hearing and the deaf community love any kind of representation and will seek it out when they can, and if it doesn't go right, that's not going to go in Square Enix's way at all.
No, and it's a shame, because like, I would love to see more games about, that deal with topics of, deafness or blindness and disability in general. Yeah. Like, that is a legitimately valid thing and an interesting thing if you can do it right. But man,
or at least do it tastefully.
Sure, at least do it tastefully, and this doesn't do that at all. This is just...
It's hard to have faith in the text if you can't have any faith in like the basic fundamental mechanics. And
right, exactly.
T-posing in the middle of combat.
Yeah, like, it feels like they made this game in like a year, and we're like, okay, we shot all this footage. Now, like, let's fill in the blanks with some gameplay where we can, so none of it, like, flows together well. Like, you'll have a scene where you just beat some people up and then it'll cut to you and you're just standing in an elevator and coming out of the elevator and suddenly you're in another room. You know, like, it doesn't make sense, and there's no sense of place or where you are as you're moving through the game, and like, oh man, it's... having said all this, though, I absolutely 100% encourage everybody to go find, like, a Let's Play on YouTube. No, you have to see this thing. You have to see it in motion. You have to... Like, I hate using the comparison to The Room, but it's very much along those lines of, like, you have to see it just to believe it. Don't buy it. Absolutely don't buy it. Absolutely don't play it. Just
It'll
watch
be on
footage.
PS Plus in like 2 months or something.
Absolutely. It would not surprise me one bit. Like, and like, they set up a sequel at the end of this fucking video game.
Jesus.
Like, yeah.
How much did you play of it?
I beat the whole thing. It's like 2.5 hours long. It's movie length.
It's from what I understand, they set it up so that you were supposed to play multiple playthroughs so you can get the real story, but I don't see anyone doing that.
Yeah, they did that, but like
badly.
the thing is, like, they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna have like a second New Game Plus where you actually get to hear what's happening, but then they didn't include it in the release. It's DLC that's coming later, which makes me think like, oh, they just didn't actually like record anything when they were like, I don't know how you don't have that ready. Maybe you just
maybe like a localization thing that it's just not in English yet, or
who knows?
Yeah, it probably is in English because the actors are Western actors. You know, they're all white except one guy. But like, speaking of localization thing, it ends with maybe the worst song in the history of video games. It ends with a montage of the Quiet Man and his childhood friends as kids, like eating ice cream and playing soccer and stuff like this, to lyrics that I genuinely thought were like somebody at Square Enix in Japan wrote these lyrics and passed them through Google Translate and just got someone to sing them. And then I found out that like, no, this song was written by like a Grammy Award winning musician. And I was like, oh God, the line I remember from the ending song, which is the worst line I've ever heard in a song in my entire life, is like, in the time that it takes for a smile to cross a room is the time that it takes to win at life again. And I was just like, what? This is nonsense. Like,
let me get your like general feeling here. Better or worse than Wolfenstein: The New Order's ending theme?
This makes Wolfenstein: The New Order's ending theme look like the greatest fucking piece of music.
Are you kidding me? Because that was atrocious.
I will see if I can find it on YouTube for you, because once you hear it, you will not believe your ears. Like, it is unfucking believable. I genuinely think The Quiet Man is like, if you exclude like the troll games on Steam and shit like that pop up every day, like if you exclude those, I genuinely think The Quiet Man is a contender for like the worst game of the last 10 years. Has
Square Enix reached a new low with The Quiet Man?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really exciting to hear.
Yeah, it's unreal. Like, I cannot believe it exists. I cannot believe it exists.
I tried typing in those lyrics that you were saying, and that's not a song, as far as Google knows.
It's a song. It's a song. I'm gonna find it, and it's. I'm not surprised nobody has gone on to like fucking Genius and put in the Quiet Man ending theme lyrics.
So Niall, it sounds like your entire week has been Cowboys and Quiet Man.
Yeah, pretty much. It's
Are
been
you
hell.
Okay?
I don't know if I'll ever be okay again, Solon. Like, oh my God.
I hope that we at least can like give you some closure on these things, so you never ever ever have to come back to them.
Oh God, You know what? Even though I think it's like maybe the worst game of the past decade, I could see myself playing Quiet Man again someday, like on like a stream or something.
I can believe it, yeah.
So this is worse than Detroit Beyond Human, which you also played earlier this year?
Oh, it is like magnitudes worse.
Yeah.
Like this makes like David Cage games look like fucking like the greatest thing that humanity has ever created. Like this is just
works of Michelangelo and David Cage.
The way I see it is like Detroit Become Human is atrocious, but it's like a competent game that's nice to look at.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, it tells a cohesive story, even though the story is bad and sucks. The Quiet Man is not those things. It just fails to achieve like any kind of narrative structure, any kind of gameplay structure.
Yeah, like Detroit is well-meaning but misguided. The Quiet Man is just pretentious and garbage and broken and
a game
ugly.
that is actively resisting you playing it.
Yeah, like it's just baffling.
Is it? Would you go as far as calling it a Sonic 06 of our generation?
I absolutely would.
Okay,
wow.
Not joking. That is exactly what I thought of when you were first describing it, Niall, because Sonic 06 is a really important game for me as a critic because it is my go-to game of this game is so unfinished that you can see the like bones, the structures, the very like fundamental building blocks that are holding it together.
Right.
It's like going on fucking Disneyland's Magic Mountain ride or something with all the lights on. It's like, okay, I can literally see all of this and we're just in a room going wee together. That's what Sonic 06 is.
Yeah. That's exactly like how I feel about Quiet Man. It's just it's unreal. Like I cannot believe that somebody at Square Enix was like, yeah, put this out. This is good. This is a great idea. Like we got a winner here on our hands. Like
I've like got my hands on my head, like trying to like stretch and understand like how this existed. What?
Maybe one day we'll find out.
It's just I bet somebody at Square Enix has a story to tell about this fucking video game, and I would love to hear it. I really would. The fucking Quiet Man in the in-game engine, it took like I was playing it and I was like looking at the rendering of him and just being like, I know I've seen this from somewhere. I know he looks like someone. And then like I think it was on Monday or Tuesday I was at work and I was just thinking about the Quiet Man and I realized like, oh, it just looks like the puppet from fucking Team America, like the main guy from Team America. That's just I gotta stop talking about the Quiet Man because I'll talk about it all night.
I feel like you've compared it to literally the worst of like every media that we like media form we have existing.
Yeah, it is. It's irredeemable. It's worthless.
Over the course of talking about this, we've talked about the worst TV shows, the worst movies, the worst video games. Like it's all right. It's there.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Hey, in better news, we are a month away from Smash Ultimate.
We are.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know if I'd call that better news, but we are.
I'm so excited, and like I'm trying to like think of it as like concretely as I can. Like we are 4 video game choo choo podcasts away from being able to talk about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate coming out, and I'm giddy.
Yeah, we've talked about Smash a lot on the pod. What is is there anything you would like to add to the conversation?
There's some new news, and the new news is that Sakurai came out, the director of Smash Ultimate, to say that he did not choose any of the upcoming DLC characters, and
interesting.
That Nintendo was the people who chose, and his only sign off was whether or not he could turn them into like playable characters, and so that's caused a whole lot of speculation, like it does. That's what we're here for.
Mm-hmm.
And it got me really excited. It was like, okay, so we know that there's a lot of that, like that crosses off a lot of things that are vaguely possible. Like if Nintendo as a company is the final call and Sakurai is trying to like basically deflect that he has any part of saying who is in his game and who isn't, we can knock out things like that would be like vague or obscure references to older games, whether he'd like them or not. Like so Geno and Chorus Kids and all these like fan favorites, Goku. I mean, we can rule out like entire swaths of media that are not going to be in Smash, and that's really helpful.
Oh man, there it is.
You found it?
I found it.
I'm listening to it. Oh, this starts strong.
The Quiet Man song? Oh no.
Would I get in trouble? I wonder if I just like had it playing quietly in the background here.
I think we should close the show on it.
Yeah, maybe.
This is something else.
I
hold on. I'm sorry. I have feelings on this already because it's like it doesn't sound like someone's actually singing. It sounds like they've like typed a bunch of words into like a Microsoft Sam style thing, like a Vocaloid or whatever, and it's just like, okay, we gotta play it at this pitch, and these are all the words that are gonna be sung.
Nah, man, this is fucking Grammy Award-winning musician Imogen Heap. Like, this is...
What?
Oh my god, that is Imogen Heap. Oh no.
Yeah.
The song title is Oh, What to Say, and the exact thing that I thought of was, ooh, what you say.
I'm sorry, they just had like this really awful, just like series of images where like the kid is trying to explain to his mom that he can't hear. It's so fucking bad.
I forgot because now I'm watching this as well. When you die in The Quiet Man, you get like this point of view shot of like the kid when he was like a baby or a child or whatever, and his mom wife like leans over him, and sometimes she like checks your temperature like you're sick, and sometimes she makes goofy faces at you, and sometimes she makes kissy faces, and it's just we gotta stop talking about The Quiet Man, Solon. I'm so sorry, but
that's okay. I got the Smash Ultimate stuff in. That's the new news. I want to speculate more on it, and we can save that for later because that's literally all that I had.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm just like completely shooken by Imogen Heap doing "Oh, what to say." And how that is exactly like word for word the hook line to Hide and Seek, her song that was in the OC.
Oh my god, are you kidding? Holy shit. Solon.
Yeah.
Is there you put out the SNK 40th anniversary video.
Please talk to us about that, please.
Okay. I made a very big video, and it's something that I'm really, really proud of, and I've just been like, hey, have you seen my video? Have you seen the video that we made for SNK's 40th anniversary collection? And it was cool because it got me thinking about a bazillion different things. I finally found a format for like making these videos that I've always wanted to make, but never really had a space for. Because for the last couple of months, I've been making reviews for Video Game Choo Choo. I've been making video reviews, and that's been really fun and exciting. And this is the first time that I made a review that was also kind of like thinking about where we are in the state of games, contextualizing this game's release as what does this mean for us right now? Right. As well as just getting to like break down and talk about really cool game design. Because SNK's 40th collection anniversary, if you haven't seen the video, has a bunch of really cool mechanics to its like arcade collection. Not just the games, the arcade games that are inside the collection, but like the game itself has a mechanic where you can hit a button and rewind through all of the gameplay that you have made up to that point.
Interesting.
For about like 3 to 4 minutes. It'll save like 3 to 4 minutes of inputs. It's a very long time that you can just be like, oh, I can undo entire levels of the game. Which most of the time when you use it, it's because they're like a lot of these pixel perfect space shooters that are trying to eat your quarters. That's kind of how they were designed in the 80s. And you can just zip right through it, just like it's Braid. And every time I did it, I was like, this feels just like Soulja Boy when he played Braid. Just yes, that's what he was popping off about. I'm popping off about this. I'm playing Alpha Mission and being like, I fucked that up. Just kidding, I didn't. I'm the best at Alpha Mission. I beat that game in 25 minutes. And that's when you're like, oh god, these games ate like hundreds of dollars of kids' quarters, and they're really only like 25 minutes long.
God.
There was so much cool tech in this game, and it was like such a good archive of the 80s, both as a game design, as like what the culture was like making games then, because all SNK's entire library is like, they obviously focused on war games a lot, and also made cute little princess platformers and games about Cuba, about the
like it's really interesting
Fidel Castro and stuff.
Yeah, like it's really interesting to like it's really interesting for SNK to like put out a collection that isn't just their fighting games, because by the 90s that was like kind of all they were doing. So like going back and like digging deeper into the archives is like a very interesting like it's cool to see that SNK have chops outside of that, and that like they have origins outside of just Samurai Showdown and Fighter's Destiny and stuff like that.
It was exactly like that, but it also like showed the zeitgeist of 80s Western releases through the lens of Japanese game development. Like, this is the nerdy stuff that people made games about in the 80s, specifically for a Western audience, because that's what SNK was doing. And so there was the second game mechanic that they did besides the bloop was you can watch a video for any of the arcade games, and that video will take you through every level of the game like a long play does. And so you can see every single like frame, every single play, how to get out of like all the weird quarter sucking parts that they kind of like put you into throughout the games. And you learn a lot about the game doing that, but then also at any point, if you pause that playthrough, you can take control of it from that moment and just start playing it, because none of these things are actually videos. They're all actually emulated save states.
Oh, nice. That's
it was just shocking to like pause the game and then just one of the options just says play now. And it's like, well, if you insist, I mean, I guess I really liked this video. I could play the game now, I guess. And then it like played from that exact moment in the game, and I was like, oh shit, I get to be the like super strong character that this speed run has already built for me. Thank you, video game. It was cool, and I wonder what other games doing that would look like.
Yeah, that seems like a thing now, that like all these classic collections and like mini consoles should just start cribbing from this. Like, provided that like SNK don't own some kind of weird patent on it now, like Namco used to do with those like loading screen games and stuff. Like, if that is a thing that like other companies can do, they should really start doing that, because that's like an awesome, like even just as an introduction to a game, just being like, have a taste of what it's like when you're rolling in this game, and then if you want to, you can go and like start from the beginning or whatever. Like, it's such a neat idea and such a novel thing.
It absolutely is. I want to see what it looks like for other games and other like types of games other than space shooters and platforming games. But just how they've managed to archive the experience of playing any of these games is really cool. Just how granular you can get with basically being able to study every level, every section of a game, every little like mechanic. This puts you in control of being able to explore that really easily. And so, that was dope. On top of that, getting to like see all the research that went into this game. If you follow at Necrosofty, I'm pretty sure exactly what that is. I think it's Sheffield, one of the developers from Digital Eclipse who made the game. They've got so much on their Twitter feed that's just like, here's all the times that we went to Japan and went to SNK's offices and dug up like literally buried arcade consoles that they then had to like mine for the data within. and going into detail about finding old, like, 1979 discs and just have data on it from old SNK builds. Just, like, literally doing modern archaeology.
Right.
And, yeah, it was so cool. And so getting to make that video and getting to play SNK's 40th and then also getting to follow up with the people who work at Digital Eclipse to see, like, all of the steps that went into this was just like, God, that's fucking cool. There's so much cool stuff buried under, like, just very recent history. These 80s arcade games were literally only 40 years ago. And so,
yeah.
Yeah. So
Time
I've been
is
having
fake.
a blast with that. Time is a flat circle.
Yeah. Time, it makes me feel old, even though those games are older than me, but still, like...
So, yeah. Speaking of old games that are older than all of us, there was a lot of news about Final Fantasy 15, right?
There was. Let me see, make sure I get this right. Basically, they held Square Enix, who have had a real week, I gotta say, like, between this and The Quiet Man. But,
yeah.
But, Final Fantasy 15 celebrated its second birthday, basically, this week. And Square had, like, a live stream to kind of celebrate things. And, everybody was kind of expecting we were going to get news on, like, the second season of DLC and stuff like that. And, basically we found out that after this first of the next season of DLCs, which is coming out in March, which is called Episode Arden, that's it for Final Fantasy 15. They're basically canceling development. They're moving the development team onto another AAA project, which may mean that they're looking for yet more help on that Final Fantasy VII remake that is seemingly going sideways every 6 months. As well as that, the director of Final Fantasy 15, Hajime Tabata, has stepped down from Square Enix.
Whoa.
He basically, said that, he had done all he could do and that he was going to leave Square Enix to start his own studio. And, this whole thing seems like, I don't know why this fell apart. Nobody seems to know why this fell apart, but, like, reading between the lines, it seems like things may not have been all sweetness and light over there. Maybe Square Enix wanted them to go work on the Quiet Man sequel. I don't know, but, like, yeah, that's it for Final Fantasy 15 now. I guess they're still going to be doing as well the planned standalone version of the Comrades multiplayer stuff is still going to come out in December as it was planned. But yeah, after Episode Arden in March, that's it for Noctis and the boys.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you play that game, Solon?
Final Fantasy 15?
Yeah.
I played it when it first came out, and I feel like that was a mistake almost.
Sort of. I had a very interesting... I don't know how much I've talked about it on the podcast. I feel like I have a lot. Or
It's
not
just,
enough.
It's weird. I want to first, before we go into 15 itself, like, Hajime Tabata is the person who was, like, the Final Fantasy 15 person.
Yeah.
When you look at his credits, it's like, hey, I worked on the later Final Fantasy 7 stuff, and then 15 for, like, 15 years.
Yeah. I mean, I could see somebody wanting to get the fuck out of Square Enix if that's all they've been doing for, like, 2 decades. Like, I don't blame him one bit if that's the reason for this, but yeah. Like,
it's just shocking how many things are credited under him that are also Final Fantasy 15-esque things.
Yeah.
Type 0, Agito, Kingsglaive, Dissidia, like, all of these, like, the Pocket Edition are all credited under him as having parts of it. And it's like, that is all 15.
It's a beautiful nightmare.
Yeah. I mean, A Beautiful Nightmare sort of, like, That's like the most succinct way you can talk about Final Fantasy 15.
Leaving the company's like the only way he could have escaped the entire game itself. He had to like go to the fucking moon. He had to like go to space to escape Final Fantasy 15, and I'm still not convinced he has.
Sure.
I don't think you ever really escape from a Final Fantasy game once you work on one in such like a senior position. It seems like the kind of thing that just haunts people for the rest of their lives.
But yeah, Final Fantasy 15 was a wild game that just continues to like permeate through existence. Every couple of months I can pick it up and something new is there that I've never touched before.
Yeah, I bought it over the summer on sale. Like, I got the Royal Edition on sale for like €15, and I played about 20 hours of it, and I was like, this is a really interesting way to try and modernize Final Fantasy, and I'm not sure I like it at all. Yeah. It's like a weird, like, we're going to try and make a modern open world game through like a Japanese lens, and it's interesting and cool in that way, but it's also like a little stiff and weird and strange, and it's an interesting game, but it's not one that I would like sit down and be like, oh, this is a great game or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so much to try to like, just playing it is such a like full experience. I wouldn't say it's enriching in any way, but just like there's so much happening in it, and it always feels constructive. Like, it never feels like Red Dead Redemption where it's like, I'm seeing parts of this that is just like they put this in to specifically to spend my time.
Right, exactly.
But the parts that there's lots of like warm, nice moments in it that don't really add up to huge set pieces, or when they do, it feels like out of nowhere. Like, because the pacing of the game kind of gets a little stilted because you have these nice long driving sections where you're hanging out with the boys listening to music, and then there's like 5-minute cutscenes that are the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. Dragons coming out of oceans to devour cities, and the city's gone. And it's like, oh wait, the city's gone now. Back to the car.
Well, no, you don't go back to the car.
Right.
That's the thing.
That.
Yeah.
Well, you can, but technically only in dreams.
Yeah.
Listen, I love that game a lot.
It's so fucking cool.
I have such wild feelings of Final Fantasy 15. Like, I think it is spectacular in a lot of ways. It is clearly flawed.
Yes.
Spectacular is a good word for it too.
I don't want to call this like a spoiler or anything, but there's one part that happens during the credits of the game that is absolutely buck wild, and I love it so much. Like, there is just this one part where everyone's just like sitting around the campfire like one last time, and they're all just talking, and Noctis just like looks at everyone and is just like, listen, I'm sorry. I know I'm not perfect, but I really hope you enjoyed it. And I'm like, yes, I did. Aww. I really did. Thank you, Noctis. It's sorry. It's just like such a wild, like, meta narrative thing of like, I'm sorry. We know this isn't everything it lived up to, and I just hope you enjoyed what it was. And it's like, no game does that.
The amazing thing though is how often that game does do that.
Yeah.
From the very beginning for first timers and old timers, or
it is
the nice
truly,
thing. Yeah. Like,
it is so truly a Final Fantasy for first timers and old timers. I don't know. I don't remember the exact phrase.
But it's really sweet and inviting and nice.
And also totally impenetrable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Should we move on to questions?
Yeah, I was just about to say, let's move on to questions.
You don't want to talk about the Tetris experience?
Not really. Okay. I'll touch upon this briefly.
All right.
I played the Tetris Effect demo. I felt like it felt very sluggish. I felt like a lot of the visual stuff was pretty neat, but sometimes actually got in the way of playing the game. I'm someone who plays Tetris very I don't want to say hardcore, but like, yeah, frequently I prefer like when things get faster and more stressful. That is a game that is specifically designed to not be that. And when I was playing it, I didn't quite have a positive experience with it, which is rough to say, because I know a ton of people right there, out there right now with their hands on Tetris Effect are having a great time. And I don't want to shit on anyone's experience, but
I wanted you to talk about it though, because I know that you feel like you had a bad time, and I think that's super interesting because the game is called Tetris Effect, named after the Tetris effect.
Yeah.
Where when you play a repetitive game that steadily gets faster, you go into a Zen mode, you know the Tetris effect. You have felt it. You have been in that Zen space, especially recently with Puyo Puyo Tetris on the Nintendo Switch and PS4.
Right.
And I've been there too. I know what that Tetris effect feels like. And you are saying you did not identify the Tetris effect in the game called Tetris Effect, which I think is really interesting.
No.
Right.
Did you feel a Tetris effect? Something that felt different?
No, was there not really. Because here's the thing when it comes to Tetris for me is like, I think the main core conceit of any Tetris game should be that it feels like Tetris, and it should play perfect. If it does not, then it does not succeed as a Tetris game. And I do not feel like Tetris Effect played perfectly. And it has a lot of issues on first play that can be remedied through options. I think when you start playing and all of the blocks are the same color, just so it matches like an interesting visual scheme it's trying to go for, it actively makes the game harder. And that's like, the thing about Tetris for me is if you have to think any longer than the brief second that you do to place something down, then you are actively hindering the Tetris experience.
I can see that. No, that makes perfect sense.
And that game, when you first approach it, puts so many obstacles in your path of doing that. Like, first and foremost, when you start it, the Tetris board is far away. And you have a thumbstick that you can pull it to bring the thing closer. But then that's instead of making your first move on a Tetris board, you have this added input of, well, I guess I should move the thing closer. And that's obstructing your game. And that's annoying. Huh. And it just has things like that all over the place when it comes to the single color blocks, or when it comes to, there was one visual element in the second level of the demo that I absolutely hated, where while you were playing, sporadically on the beat, it would just cover the entire screen with a quick white flash. And it's that is so annoying. It is so actively annoying. And it's not based on anything you're doing. It's on the beat of the music. And it being on the beat of the music means you can't control it. And that just does not work for me. And then you go on the options and you tool around with stuff, and it's okay, I'll start with the board as close as it can be to me. Or I'll make it so the blocks have colors. And it's yeah, that kind of fixes things, but then it's also taking away from what they're trying to do. And it feels like not exactly the experience that they're going for.
You're stretched between your Tetris Effect and their Tetris Effect that they're trying to put together. It sounds like this is supposed to feel like an alternative even to a more competitive Tetris 100%, type of game.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what they're going for, and that's fine. And I'm glad people are enjoying it, but as someone, it didn't feel right to me. Putting the things in the place they needed to be just did not feel accurate to the Tetris experience. I can't quite put my finger on what exactly it was, maybe the slightest few frames of input lag, or some kind of movement lag or something. But all I know is, I had such a, that was enough to make me be this does not feel right. And then the second I stopped doing that, picked up Puyo Puyo Tetris again. I played just a game of Tetris. Felt totally fine. So I don't think it's a problem with me. I think that game maybe has some problems that it can totally address. But I just don't know if it's a Tetris game for me. I hope people enjoy it. But
that makes me really excited because there can be Tetris for multiple types of people, and I'd rather be in a world with too much Tetris than where we were like a year ago before Puyo Puyo Tetris, where it's like, wow, there really hasn't been any kind of competitive puzzle game for years.
Right.
And then Puyo Puyo Tetris like filled that niche, and we were like, oh, right, we were missing that for so long.
Right. I'm with you on that as well. I want more iterations on Tetris. I think the new mechanic they added, what is it called? I think it's Zone, like the Zone mode, where it like basically puts you in like Tetris witch time is kind of neat, actually. And I think that works. And that's a really cool mechanic. And I'd love to see more iterations like that. I just wish it was in a game that felt good.
That sounds like something the NFL would come up with, like, let's go take them down to the Tetris zone.
All right, we're down there in the Tetris zone, and it's time to activate witch time. Oh, man. I love the XFL. Go Vince.
He hate me with that sweet T-spin.
Fuck off.
God. How old? He hate me must have retired by now, right? Like, he's like... He must be in his 40s by now.
Happily,
he's not coming
hopefully.
back, right? Maybe they'll give him a coaching job for the new XFL. We need to get He Hate Me back.
Get him on the podcast. Let's hang out.
Yeah, you think He Hate Me is going to come on the show?
Terrell Deshaun Rod Smart is a former professional American football running back.
Yep.
He's done.
Yeah. I'm surprised, like, He Hate Me never got a run in WWE. Like, considering he was the star of that fucking league.
He still can.
He's 41 now.
Yeah. Yeah, he could be the next DDP, maybe. You never know.
He'll be back.
Yeah. No, he won't. Anyway, let's move on to questions, because we're starting to go a little long here.
Yeah, we've been going long for a while.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We talked way too much about The Quiet Man. Okay, if you want to ask questions, you can send them to podcast@videogamechoochoo.com, or you can go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask, and you can sound like these deviants who have sent us questions this week, because most of them are deviant questions. Do you want to start with the, like, actual question, or do you want to keep that for later? Do you want to, like, go to the weird stuff first?
There's a difference?
Well, there's like a question you could have like a real conversation about, and then there's
you're in charge here. You just do it however you feel like it's necessary.
Well,
I think
the
there's some
museum
questions,
curator of this episode's questions.
I think there's some questions here we don't need to read because we've already addressed them.
Yeah,
So,
I'm pretty sure. I agree with you. I'm just gonna start with the question that's just on my screen on my phone.
Sure.
So this one comes from Anonymous. And Anonymous asks us, how many golf balls do you think Master Chief can fit in his mouth?
This is the one that you think we can have a real discussion about.
No. Well, yeah, I think we can actually.
Well, okay. According to canon, like. He pisses in his suit or something, like the suit's a diaper. So I don't know how much he eats, because I bet the suit also like feeds him stuff down his throat or something. So I don't think he has a mouth.
Yeah, what if his mouth has become vestigial over time, and so like he's got a really little mouth?
Mm-hmm.
Because evolution naturally took the Master Chief's mouth away.
Yeah. The way Scott's like talking about it just makes me think of that video game Haze, where they were like injecting themselves with nectar.
Interesting.
That's right. Whoa, that was a game that existed.
Yeah, and Korn got involved with it, and Jonathan Davis said some stuff about gaming being a religion. Yeah, sure. Master Chief Chief can fit one golf ball in his mouth. If his mouth is that small. Yeah,
if Cortana goes rampant and Master Chief has to subsist without the ability to use his suit or without any kind of AI dictating his ability, do you think he will start chewing on golf balls?
No.
I think so. I think he'd be like just so out of it and so unaware of what he should do in that situation that like he would see a golf ball and be like, "Oh, this is an egg. I can eat this."
I am a simple man in a room of simple golf balls.
Delicious egg. Time to give them back their egg by eating it.
I think the much more interesting question is how many golf balls the Arbiter can fit into his weird mouth.
At least 800.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know how many he can fit in there.
Which mouth? It's like a fucking amalgamation of them.
That's what's so exciting.
He can fit as many as he wants in there. All right, let's move on. Let's see here. Another anonymous question, and this is just a wonderful question, honestly. Anonymous wants to know what our opinions are on the Jim Carrey Grinch film. Also, how sexy is the Grinch, because that film implies he has a large penis at least twice. Mm-hmm. So how sexy is the Grinch?
Okay, where does it imply this?
I don't remember. I haven't seen that movie in like 20 years.
It's been a while since I've seen The Grinch not in a children's play musical production.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember it being a really good film, and I feel like it's a great standard up there with Elf, which has kind of also become a holiday standard. And so, like, the film rules. I remember it being real great.
Does it?
And
I remember liking it, sure, yeah.
Okay.
The Grinch being sexy, like, I mean, Jim Carrey is not a sexy person in any of his film incarnations. I can't think of any except for maybe a couple sketches on In Living Color where it's like, oh yeah, that guy's legitimately, like, he's got a lot going on.
I'm not sure.
Tall, strange person.
Yeah, I'm not sure, like, a furry, like, lanky, green Jim Carrey is, like, gonna get my blood running no matter how hard I try. I don't think he's very sexy as the Grinch, honestly.
I think the Grinch itself as a character can be sexy, though. I just haven't seen it yet.
Well, I mean, he's not. I think
there's potential. That's true.
So we should be able to see it, unless it like retracts back into his body. You know, like a dog.
Yeah.
The Grinch who stole his own penis. When I was on the swim team growing up in high school, one of my friends would go in the locker room and tuck himself between his legs and then just start screaming at all of us, "Who took it? Who took it?" And he would just, be buck naked running us down asking who took it.
Did they ever find out who took it?
God, we're still looking for this day.
We're still looking.
We're still... the Grinch is out on that one.
Apparently Christmas isn't the only thing the Grinch stole. Anyway. God.
Not a ton of results for the Grinch sexy on Google.
Oh, I wonder why.
Maybe I have to go on, like, Dan Buru or something. I don't know.
Maybe you gotta, like, turn off safe search.
Yeah.
The Mighty Mighty Boss Tones asks... you're putting together a mixtape for a video game character or anime character or whatever fictional medium you choose of your affection with the intent of expressing your deep emotions for them in the form of compact audio cassette. Who is the mixtape for and what songs are you putting on it? Well, I think you definitely got to put on Oh What to Say by Imogen Heap.
Oh my god. I mean, yeah, it just conveys so many emotions. Like,
yeah,
let's just look at these lyrics real quick. You're still tunneling dirt to escape the hurt, and the time that it takes for a smile to cross the. Oh, that's the one from before. Come on, give me something new. Come on. To finally be understood.
You're live playing this and the time to get more lyrics.
And the time that it takes from being one of us to two. Come on. And the time that it takes to... This just keeps going. It just wants to tell you about time. It has so much going on. Let me just skip up here. Listen to the quiet voice in your heart. Oh, god damn it. I skipped to the beginning again. Here we go. Right at that part of fucking Papa pop-up just appeared in the corner of the video saying someone started playing Warframe.
Oh god.
We all lift by Warframe. The title song for Fortuna. That's the song that's on there.
Who do you want to send We All Lift Together to? What video game or anime character do you want to make sure?
Every socials. Send it to Saber from Faco.
Yo,
or whatever.
That would be pretty good though.
Send it to my boy Astolfo.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What about you, Solon?
Sorry, let me just explain real quick. I've been posting a bunch of sexy Grinch images in the chat just without saying anything, and Jamie just responded, and I don't think she liked it very much.
Oh dear.
Maybe she liked it too much. Maybe, like, all she said was y'all. Like, that doesn't mean that...
It could mean anything.
Yeah.
Y'all.
It can be negative, it can be positive, you know.
Don't bring me into this. It's just Scott posting these. God. Hey, you know who really needs to listen to some good tunes? Tails Miles Prower from Sonic series.
Uh-huh.
I want to make Tails a mixtape of Eurobeat.
Okay.
Because I think that would get Tails into a headspace where he could make the coolest drifting car ever. And I feel like that'd be really fun and nice to share with Tails.
Right.
I'm sorry for interrupting things again. I've just been clicking through this fucking Quiet Man ending song video, and I just watched the fucking montage of this kid just explaining that he's deaf again, and it's so fucking funny. I think I just have to clip that and post it on Twitter.
Scott, you are a menace. We have weaponized you.
It's so incredible. It's just the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's unreal. Like, there was a part of that game where I thought, like, somehow the trauma of his mom dying had made him lose his hearing, but then, like, I saw that part where he's, like, explaining to his mom that he can't hear anything, and it's just like, alright, whatever. Like, this makes no sense, whatever. Do your thing, Square Enix.
Boss Tones, that was an incredible question. Thank you for asking it.
Yeah, we kind of got lost there, but you know what?
I'm sorry that music has kind of overwhelmed this entire podcast in a wonderful
it's for a
way.
good reason. It's for a good reason. All right, let's do one more question and then get out of here, because God, this is going off the rails. Okay, let's end on the real question that we got. This comes from Harlequin Wheels. Thank you, Harlequin Wheels, for a good question. What do you all think about critical hit mechanics in games? Is a small random chance to do way more damage still an effective way to add some spice to a battle, or is it just a vestigial mechanic now? What game has done critical hits the best in your opinions?
Well, I think Scott can really answer this because you've been doing X-Chum,
sure,
the award-winning hit television show of the Video Game Choo Choo Network.
So the thing about it is, I think I don't know. I think critical hits as a mechanic are, like, interesting. It's just a random modifier just pretty much just to mix things up, to give players this, like, quick sense of satisfaction of, like, oh yes, something really good happened, and that's cool. And it's like, it's interesting and neat. I think there's still a place for it in games. I think one of the cooler things that a lot of games do is they manage things like critical hit percentage, and you can do builds.
Right.
In Warframe in particular, you can do builds where, like, critical hit chance is just, like, raised up really high, and then critical hit damage is raised up, but, like, normal damage is lower. So you're managing the possibility of maybe doing more damage because you're raising the possibility of doing more critical chance. So it's like, there's people can play with critical hits in really interesting ways. Our experience with XCOM so far has been like, I don't think critical hits have caused a lot of problems, but they've definitely It's definitely the kind of thing where when we finally get a critical hit, it is this like added bit of, oh fuck, yes please, after a lot of stress and not being able to, like banging your head against a wall. So
yeah, like when Review Bra just fucks someone up out of nowhere, it's just like, yeah, okay, that's great, that works. Yeah. I'm into that. Like,
there was one time where we had A2 from Nier shoot as a Reaper, shoot one of the Chosen, which is the very special boss enemies from War of the Chosen. Right. And she did 18 damage with a critical, and I lost my fucking mind.
Jesus.
It was absurd and amazing. And it's like, I don't know many other mechanics in games that can give you that same kind of feeling. Like, you know, there's gachapon shit with gacha games of like, oh man, I got this sweet 5-star roll, but you're also in this weird intrinsic cycle of wanting or feeling like you need to spend money in order to do this thing, even when you're trying not to. So it's like, it doesn't give you that same satisfaction of, here's a game that you know you're not going to have to worry too much about, and then this cool lucky thing happens. So, you know, I've heard, depending on what kind of game you're playing, random modifiers can be really interesting. I've tried to make them, I've tried to like, make random modifiers more of a thing in a lot of the content that I produce in a way, because I like putting a ton of mods in, and I like making a really unique experience and not being totally sure what exactly is going to come out of it. Or like, with X-Tube in particular, I like making all of these characters. I have an absurdly big character pool now, and seeing which ones just roll up into the game when they do. And that's a cool experience as well. And I think randomization can be really interesting. I think randomization can be a really huge benefit to a lot of games.
That's a really good point. And the way that I think of it is intentional randomization. Because what I don't like is when you have like a random miss % chance that's supposed to be the counterbalance to a critical hit chance. Like Pokemon for a while had a problem with, you have a 10% critical hit chance and you have a 10% miss chance, because those are even somehow. And it's like, they're really not even. That's not the same thing. And the only thing that's kind of worse than that would be like when there's a glancing blow chance, where it's like, you have an attack and it just, for a random rolled percentage, will just do 1 damage instead of doing its normal amount of damage. It's like, wait, why? This, and most of the time the reason why is because they're counterbalancing critical hit chance, which is it's like, well, if we're going to give them a gift, we also have to slap them. And it's like, no, that's very not healthy game design.
Yeah.
So, I think that's my thing on critical hit chance. It's going to come up a lot too, because we've got the Pokemon tournament that we're doing right now.
Yeah.
The 2018 Chooch Pokemon Tournament Challenge.
Right. We haven't talked about it too much, like, publicly, because it's just kind of been a small, fun server thing. But, like, it's cool. I haven't even gotten to play yet, and I'm having a lot of fun.
I mean, that's basically what I've been playing this whole week, and we're gonna make some stuff out of it this upcoming week. I am.
I was under the impression. Okay, well, you can't. I was under the impression that we were strictly not doing this for content.
Oh, really? Aww.
Yeah. I mean, you can if you want. I was probably gonna record my battles as well, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think we have the replays saved of what we've done so far as well. So
everyone's been putting their replays up in the content chat. Maybe we should make a Pokemon chat too, just to
maybe we should, or like a tournament chat or something.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was eliminated last night. Unfortunately, my squad of Mr. Tight Nuts and Epic Wayne couldn't get it done. Unfortunately, But
speaking of randomization, I think you got the bad pull of it.
I did. I was like, all poison.
Sorry to interrupt you. We've been doing full randomized teams as a way to like kind of balance things out a bit, so everyone's just not using the strongest Pokemon. And it's like it's been a bit of a double-edged sword because like 3 of my Pokemon are on PU tier, which is like the worst tier.
Right.
But it's like, you know, if you can balance it well enough, it's going to be an effective team, especially against better Pokemon, too.
Yeah.
And, like, you had a really bad issue where you rolled into 3 grass types. And
3 grass types and 3 poison types. Yeah, it was...
Man.
Yeah, it was...
And grass is, like,
bad.
one of the worst types in the game, too.
Yeah.
That's a mess.
Yeah, if I had like just a little more variety, I think I would have taken John down, but you know.
I don't think my team has a lot of variety, but I've managed to like work around it and like give them move pools that add a lot more, and I think I'm going to be pretty competent.
Janie's been doing a fantastic job hosting this tournament, and it's been an exciting thing to like keep going. We're going to just keep doing this all week long.
Right.
And her first round match she had yesterday against Uncle Quincy B in the GameZone.zone was a little one-sided, and the randomizer was really not nice to Uncle QB because most of his team was not fully evolved.
Wait, that's weird.
Yep.
That had to be an intentional choice because the randomizer has to like give you the randomizer gives you the Pokemon fully evolved, and one of the choices you can make is if you want to devolve them.
That's what's supposed to be the point. This is kind of one of those things where it's like the randomizer just happened to make a edge case that we didn't design for.
I don't know.
He ended up with a Murkrow, a Scyther, and a Dusclops instead of a Dusknoir. And so these are all Pokemon that would be in the scramble because they're all designed for Eviolite, the extra power-up that helps unevolved Pokemon become more powerful. So just out of random luck, he got 3 Eviolite Pokemon in one throw, and it was kind of like, oops! And then on the other side, Janie has 3 dragons.
Well, you know, you can deal with 3 dragons.
Yeah, you totally can. Looking at the matchup is very funny.
Yeah.
Sure.
Knowing that Jamie's the like mob boss of the tournament.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, we're not gonna come out here and like imply that Janie's been like loading the dice or anything here, but
you know,
I am.
She hasn't not been.
Commissioner Janie.
Yeah,
Commissioner Janie. Team Killfuck is on to you.
That's right. I'm representing Team Killfuck.
Yeah. Did you get a Marill Solon on your team?
I do have a Marill. It's a really nice Pokemon. All my Pokemon are so sweet and soft and nice, and I don't want anyone to hurt them. I just want Team Killfuck to win. And
we're representing Team Killfuck.
And all my cute Pokemon are gonna be very nice and fine, and I don't think we're gonna get to see a lot of them in this first matchup I have against Chris.
Wow.
You know,
wow.
I don't think anyone can like take Marill down. Like
we'll see what happens.
That's such a shot at Solon personally to hurt a Marill. Like,
well, I mean, Chris wouldn't hurt Marill. I've got a Marill. I've got an Audino. Like, these are nice Pokemon, and I don't think that anyone should want to take them down. So that's my strategy going in, is being too cute to hurt.
There you go. You can't lose.
All right. I think that'll do it for us for the week. Oh God, we're getting into the busy season now, and you know we've got a lot of stuff coming up. We got some stuff in the works. Rose is, I think, working her way through Red Dead, and we'll probably be reviewing it. I'm working to review Hitman 2, which I just got access to like an hour ago before we started. Sweet. So I'm looking forward to playing that. What else? We got that X-Tune stream every Tuesday. John is wrapping up Medieval on Wednesday. Scott and I have been talking about some stuff that we may be doing soon in the future.
We'll see what happens.
Some potentially exciting content coming probably in the new year, I would imagine, if we do it. And yeah, keep your eyes peeled for more stuff on the site. Our theme song is Magic is Real by Magic Circuit, who at the time of making our stuff were Melt Channel. You can find their stuff at soundcloud.com/magic-circuit, I believe, and meltchannel.bandcamp.com. Support us on Patreon if you like the show, if you like the work we do. That's patreon.com/VGCC. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Thank you guys for stopping by.
Real quick, I want to...
Real quick, okay?
Yeah, real quick, I want to ask y'all, like, hey, if you... Please, youtube.com/ I think it's a video game choo-choo. One of them will bring it to our thing. Let me just search it real quick.
That's right. Just search your own website on the podcast. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
You can get a youtube.com/video game choo-choo. Just head over there, subscribe, let people know the stuff we're doing over there, because we're working on video reviews. Our live streams are going up over there. We're setting up playlists for series. We're genuinely trying to make a big effort towards like fun video content.
Yeah, we're really stepping up our output these days. And of course, if you subscribe to the Patreon, you'll get early access to stuff like the anime podcast. What's that called? Chuchigatari Unlimited Trainworks, I believe. Yeah, we'll maybe have a few new series heading up on the Patreon in the new year. We're working on stuff. We want to do more stuff, and we need your support to do that stuff. You know, maybe if you give us enough money, we'll like play The Quiet Man again for everybody.
Boy.
Yeah, that's exciting, right?
Hey, everyone else got to interrupt. Can I interrupt this time and ask a question before we close the podcast?
Course.
Yes.
Please do.
Can I get everyone to say Chuchigatari train? What is it? Chuchigatari Trainworks?
Unlimited Trainworks.
Chuchigatari Unlimited Trainworks in their best anime dub voice, their voice actor voice.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh, Chuchigatari Unlimited Trainworks.
All right. What kind of character do you want me to try and do here? Like, let's see. Chuchigatari Unlimited Trainworks. There you go.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Chuchigatari Unlimited Trainworks.
Oh, we've got Funimation's own Solon here.
I just feel like we can go through all of those, and that can be like the opening, when the title menu screen of the Chuchigatari Ultimate Trainworks video game comes out, like each of the characters you play as can say the title of the game.
We can also do some sound clips for getting hit or doing attacks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ouch. That's gotta sting, baby.
That's
great.
God, I love it. Chuchigatari Unlimited Trainworks is so good.
Oh wait, one more. Ooh.
There we go. Yeah, there's your horse noise.
That's the end. Game over. It's over. Bye.
All right. Good night, everybody. See you next week.